The Boston Celtics are your 2024 NBA champions. After recording this video last night, the Boston Celtics beat the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals in Game 5 to finally capture the NBA championship since 2008. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the Celtics stuck it out with their duo and they finally captured a big one. In this video, we're going to be talking about how the Celtics proved the doubters wrong and stuck with their main two stars and was able to capture the NBA championship. But before I get into the video, welcome to the Golden Takes channel. On this channel, we're going to be doing 1 to 2 videos a week, giving an analysis about a certain NBA topic or team, or just giving my opinions about certain things. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. Thank y'all for the love and support we've got on the recent videos, as 3 of my recent videos last month has reached 1,000 or almost reached 1,000. We're on the road to 200 with the end goal this year being 1,000 subscribers. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and roll the intro and get into the video.
And I gotta worry about trade talk. I'm the MVP. I'm the MVP of this league. The best basketball players in the world. I was honored with the MVP. The MVP, the best basketball player in the world. And when I lose, this is what I gotta go through.
You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Okay.
Fellas, we work all year long for it, man. Shaq the man, most dominant player in the world. Championship, it's ours. Love it, it's beautiful. Mwah, 2G, baby, you love it. We out.
It's showtime, folks.
So, in this video, we're not going to be criticizing the Dallas Mavericks as much, as the Dallas Mavericks had a good run and they made it all the way to the NBA Finals, and we congratulate them. They played amazing this playoff run, and I have a separate video going on for them. But let's talk about the Boston Celtics. So, the Boston Celtics all season was pretty much dominating. I'm going to put their stats on the screen and I'm going to read some of them. So, this season they went 64-18, which got them first in the Eastern Conference. In terms of points per game, they was second in the NBA, and score per game, they was fifth. In terms of offensive rating, they was first. In terms of defensive rating, they was third, and their net rating was plus 11.6, which was first. So, as you can see by these stats, the Boston Celtics was completely dominating as a team going into the playoffs. Now, this team, I criticized last season, and I'm probably going to play some clips in this video that I made where I was talking about why the Boston Celtics lost last season.
Previously
On Golden Takes, it's an easy thing for the other defender. Jaylen Brown just needs to get his handle under control, because yes, Jaylen Brown when he gets to the paint is a good finisher. Jaylen Brown when he can actually get to the spot is a good shooter. Jaylen Brown when he actually can do something is a good thing. But Jaylen Brown is not a good playmaker. Jaylen Brown is an overrated defender as well. I think he's a pretty average defender in my opinion. And then also he's just not a good shot creator, because to be a good shot creator you have to be able to handle the ball correctly. And Jaylen Brown cannot handle the ball correctly. That's my issue with Tatum. Tatum is just inconsistent. And if you're a superstar type player, you can't have an on and off switch. You have to be able to play like you're supposed to play. That's what irritates me about Tatum. That's it. If Tatum just plays consistently, and Tatum just plays like he's supposed to play, then yes, I will give him this superstar status, because I believe he's on that level. Now, they lost because of a plethora of reasons, but my main 2 points was the co-stars and the people surrounding them. I criticized Jaylen Brown for not being able to shot create as well and also play make. I criticized Jason Tatum for not being as aggressive as he can and not doing other things besides score, because when he doesn't score, he can play elite defense, but he cannot play make as well. So going into this finals run, they completely changed what I said. Now, I'm going to talk about Jaylen Brown, which I'm going to praise as he won the Finals MVP, even though I disagree. I think it should have been Tatum, but at the end of the day, Jaylen Brown won. Jaylen Brown won this Finals MVP because he was able to change the narrative. Jaylen Brown went into this playoff run and still had a loose left hand. He still does, but was still able to play effective. Jaylen Brown was still able to create his own shot. Jaylen Brown also played elite defense. Now, in the NBA Finals specifically, where he won Finals MVP, he averaged 20.8 points, 5.4 rebounds, 5.4 assists, 1.6 blocks, and 0.8 blocks on 44, 23, 73 splits. Now, the reason why I'm congratulating Jaylen Brown is because the stats don't show it, but if you watch those games, Jaylen Brown actively was a pest on defense. Now, what I really want to congratulate the Celtics on is how they improved their defense against the Boston Celtics team. Because in the first couple rounds, they played some teams that didn't really have comparable team, which is going to be criticized of them. As in the first round, they put Miami Heat, who didn't have Jimmy Butler, as they won that series 4-1. In the second round, they played the Cleveland Cavaliers, who, yes, Donovan Mitchell was there for 1 or 2 games. The team still isn't competent enough to be in the semifinals, even with Donovan Mitchell. They won that series 4-1. In the conference finals, they played the Indiana Pacers, who the Pacers team objectively isn't a conference finals team. As even though you make the conference finals, you're still not a competent team to be able to play against a team like the Boston Celtics. As the Celtics pretty much avoided their competition in Eastern Conference due to injuries. And then the NBA Finals, they played the Dallas Mavericks, which they wasn't obviously better team than Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Boston Celtics in this series was able to not completely shut down Luka and Kyrie, but limit them heavily. So what they would do is they would have Jaylen Brown or Drew Holiday on the main defender. As Luka and Kyrie, that team is a very screen-heavy team. They're very screen-heavy and they call for lobs or three-point shooting team. So when a screen would happen, they would automatically switch. And the switching people would be Brown, Tatum, sometimes Sam Hauser, and they would hedge it with Porzingis, now Horford. Now, what really surprised me, as I said going into this series, I thought that Luka and Kyrie would cook Porzingis, Al Horford. But in the games that Porzingis played, and Al Horford this whole series, despite being almost 40 years old, was still able to be on his feet and able to contest Luka and Kyrie. Now, obviously, sometimes it didn't matter, as Luka and Kyrie are still amazing offensive players, but even when you're having players that are not even elite perimeter defenders able to play competent defense on these offensive superstars, that's insane for this team to be able to do, and that's what they did. So I commend Jaylen Brown, as I still think that Tatum deserved MVP over him, but Jaylen Brown played excellent defense in this series to limit the best 2 offensive players that they have won against so far going in this run. Now let's talk about the best player on the team, Jason Tatum. Tatum in the NBA Finals averaged 22.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, 7.2 assists, 1 steal, 0.6 blocks on 38, 26, 92 splits. Now, Tatum in the first 2 games objectively played bad, but here's one thing that I said in my Celtics video I made last year. In my Celtics video that I made, I literally criticized Tatum for his inability to be able to make consistent passes. As I said, that Tatum is very reliable on being a scorer. And yes, when you're the best on the team, you have to be able to score. As I said that in my video where I recapped the first 2 games. As I said that Tatum is doing more things than just scoring. As Tatum's defense and playmaking completely changed the series. As yes, some of those things aren't going to show in the stat sheet, but Tatum's ability to be able to switch on the perimeter, be able to switch in the paint, and not allow lobs and not allow easy layups and threes from Luka and Kyrie was very impactful for this series. Also, something that the Mavericks tried to do was force Tatum to make passes he's not comfortable with, as Tatum is not a good passer. But Tatum showed that even though there's passes he's not comfortable with, he still be able to make those passes. Now, still, some of the skip passes he makes and some passes that are across the court and to the corner, those are just passes that some of the best playmakers only make, not players like just Tatum. But Tatum still showed his ability to be able to play make and his ability to still play elite defense, even while not being that good of a scorer. And this Boston Celtics team is so good that even with Tatum struggling the first 2 games, they were still able to play competently and amazing due to Jaylen Brown and also some contributing pieces. Now, I made a point in my video where I said that Celtics have a good team, but there's some things that lack. They need more players, need more playmaking, need more defense. And I genuinely didn't think that Brad Stevens would be able to get more competent pieces with signing Jaylen Brown to that max deal. But they traded Marcus Smart. They got Drew Holiday. They traded for Kristaps Porzingis, and those two additions was wonders for this team. Drew Holiday is an amazing point and attack defender, and also in Game 3 or Game 2, which Drew Holiday was able to step up when Jaylen Brown was not playing as good, and also when Jaylen Brown was playing good but not that good as he played before, and Jason Tatum was obviously having a bad game. Drew Holiday stepped up and was in that role player role and was still able to score and contribute to the team. Drew Holiday is a very underrated role player in this NBA, and I'm glad he's gonna love that he deserves, as he was on the Milwaukee Bucks during their championship game and transformed that series with the defense he was running on Chris Paul and Devin Booker. And now in this series, he transformed the series on the defense he was running on Luka and Kyrie and the switches he was doing on those certain teams. Whether you like it or not, the Boston Celtics are the 2024 NBA champions. They proved the doubters wrong. They was able to finally get over the hump and win an NBA championship, as something they failed to do 2 years ago due to certain issues with certain players. But those issues have been fixed. As some of these players I still criticize, and I'm going to in another video. But in this video, I'm going to congratulate the Boston Celtics and demonstrate the run they had going into the NBA Finals. The Boston are NBA champions, and let's see if they could do something about it next season and repeat as NBA champions.
It's the 126.
Swear I'm tired of all these hoes sneaking, trying to set me up. If you play around with the game, we gon' pull up, shoot it up. No route, I swear I gotta blow up all that route, shit ain't no choice. I here thuggin' with the boys, they 5.56 and make some noise. Green bitch, she said my ARP, it look just like a toy. Got that blick on side my hip, you run up on me, I'm gon' blow it. Feel like Franklin, got it snowing. When I run down, you will not know it. Got some cars and I won't show 'em, but I promise I'm gon' blow 'em. Standing on so much business, I done up, broke my back. Nigga done stuck deep in the pussy, pulled out the big track. Yeah, I took that nigga shit and he won't get it back, and that's a fact.